Title: How to Force Your Mind to Do Hard Things and Self-Discipline Audiobook. Length: This script is written to read aloud in 60 to 65 minutes, depending on pacing. How to Force Your Mind to Do Hard Things, written by Oliver Maldonado, narrated by Oliver Maldonado, or clone, intro, 5 minutes. There is a version of you that does everything you're supposed to do, wakes up when the alarm hits, trains even when you feel tired, focuses even when you're distracted, executes even when you're emotional, and moves forward even when your mind tries to talk you out of it. But that version of you stays locked away behind one invisible wall: your mind's addiction to comfort. Human beings are wired to avoid the hard thing, the painful thing, the disciplined thing, the uncomfortable thing, the thing that demands effort, struggle, sacrifice, and delayed gratification. Your mind is not designed to make you great. Your mind is designed to keep you safe, to keep you predictable, to keep you in routine, to keep you inside your current limitations. But discipline is the ability to override your own programming. This audiobook is not about motivation. It's not about hype. It's not about temporary inspiration. This is about changing the way your mind responds to difficulty. This is about reprogramming the part of your brain that quits. This is about destroying the excuses, emotions, and impulses that keep you weak. If you want a better life, you must become a stronger person. If you want a stronger person, you must build a stronger mind. And if you want a stronger mind, you must learn how to force it to do hard things, even when it screams, stop. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why your mind resists hard things. 8 minutes. Before you can force your mind to obey you, you must understand why it fights you. The human brain is ancient. It evolved for survival, not success. It avoids anything that feels hard because historically, hard meant dangerous. That wiring still exists today, but now it expresses itself as fear of failure, fear of effort, fear of new things, fear of discomfort, fear of the unknown, fear of discipline, fear of commitment. Your mind defaults to the easiest path every time, not because you're weak, but because your biology thinks comfort equals safety. Your life will never change until you realize your mind is not your master. Your mind is your tool. You are not supposed to obey it. It is supposed to obey you. Everything you want, strength, focus, success, confidence, emotional control, lives on the other side of something difficult. Hard things build a strong mind. Easy things destroy it. You must understand this. Your resistance to hard things is not a sign to stop. It is the sign you're going the right direction. The mind resists what threatens the old identity. Discipline is the threat. Growth is the threat. Responsibility is the threat. Elevating your standards is the threat. If you understand this one truth, the rest of your life becomes much clearer. Your mind is not trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect the old version of you. That version must die in order for the new you to rise. Chapter 2. The Science of Discipline. 9 minutes. Discipline is not a personality trait. It is not a gift. It is not willpower. Discipline is a system, a rewiring process, a method for training your brain to take orders instead of giving them. Here is the truth. Your mind obeys repetition. Your mind obeys patterns. Your mind obeys whatever you train it to obey. If you repeatedly choose comfort, your mind becomes addicted to it. If you repeatedly choose difficulty, your mind becomes strengthened by it. Discipline is the ability to act independent of emotion. People fail because they wait to feel ready. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. But readiness is an emotion. Motivation is an emotion. Inspiration is an emotion. Emotion cannot be trusted because emotion changes. Discipline does not change. Discipline means you act when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're heartbroken, when you're overwhelmed, when you're afraid, when your mind says, not today. Hard things rewire your brain in 3 powerful ways. They build neurological toughness. They reduce emotional control over behavior. They expand your tolerance for discomfort. And the person with the highest tolerance for discomfort wins every single time. Chapter 3. The War Against Your Weak Voice. 10 minutes. Inside your mind are 2 competing voices. One is powerful, disciplined, direct, demanding, and focused. The other is weak, emotional, impulsive, and always looking for the easy escape. Most people spend their life obeying the weak voice, but the moment you stop listening to that voice, your entire identity begins to shift. The weak voice says, I'll do it later. I'm tired. This is too much. I don't feel like it. It won't matter anyway. No one will know. One day won't hurt. You've been working hard. Relax. That voice is the death of your potential. You must learn to recognize it instantly and kill it immediately, because here is the truth. The weak voice is not you. It is your old identity begging not to die. The strong voice exists too, but it is quiet, disciplined, steady, and honest. Do it now. You're better than this. Finish what you start. Push through it. Win this moment. Your future depends on this decision. You said you wanted more. Prove it. Don't leave this undone. Show yourself who you are. The strongest people in the world are not fearless. They simply stopped negotiating with their weaker self. A comeback is earned in moments of war inside your mind, moments where you either obey weakness or force yourself towards strength. The strongest version of you is built every time you choose the hard thing over the easy one. Chapter 4: Building a Mind That Obeys You. 10 minutes. Here is the core principle: your mind will obey you if you train it to obey. Discipline is not built in big dramatic moments, it's built in small decisions repeated thousands of times. The fastest way to build a mind that listens to you is through microdiscipline. Microdiscipline means when your alarm rings, you get up. When you say you'll work, you work. When you say you'll train, you train. When you say you'll clean, you clean. When you say you'll finish, you finish. Every tiny completed action is psychological proof. I control my mind. Every tiny broken promise is psychological proof. My mind controls me. You don't become disciplined by doing extreme things. You become disciplined by becoming a person who follows through on the smallest things consistently. Your mind is always watching you, always learning from you, always calculating what identity to reinforce. If you break promises to yourself, your mind learns you're not serious. But when you follow through, your mind learns that your words are law. When that happens, everything becomes easier because the resistance dies. A mind trained to obey is the single most powerful asset a human being can possess. Chapter 5: The Pain Principle of Discipline. 10 minutes. Your relationship with pain determines your relationship with success. Weak people avoid pain. Strong people seek pain. Unstoppable people understand pain. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the signal for growth. Pain is the currency of transformation. Every hard thing you do expands what you believe you can do. Every discomfort you survive increases your strength. Pain is not suffering. Pain is information. This is the exact spot where growth happens. This is the moment the old identity breaks. This is where most people quit and where you separate yourself. This is where weakness dies. Pain teaches you discipline. Pain teaches you endurance. Pain teaches you who you truly are. The purpose of doing hard things isn't to suffer. The purpose is to evolve. You want a harder mind? Do harder things. You want more discipline? Do more disciplined things. You want a stronger identity? Do things the old you could not do. Pain is the process through which your future self is born. Chapter 6: The Life of a Disciplined Warrior. 9 minutes. When you force your mind to obey you, your entire life changes. You no longer need motivation. You no longer hesitate. You no longer break under stress. You no longer fear failure. You no longer rely on emotion to carry you. You no longer abandon yourself. Life becomes simpler when discipline becomes your identity. You walk differently. You think differently. You act differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. People feel the difference in your presence because you're no longer controlled by your mind. You control your mind. And that power changes everything. You stop procrastinating. You stop quitting. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop letting people waste your time. You stop living below your potential. You rise into the person you were always meant to become, a disciplined warrior with an unbreakable mind. Closing. You are now in control. 5 minutes. This is your moment. The moment you stop living from emotion and start living from identity. The moment you stop obeying the weak voice and start obeying the strong one. The moment you stop avoiding hard things and start attacking them. The mind that once controlled you is now your weapon. The weakness that once owned you is now your fuel. The discipline you lacked is now your advantage. The discomfort you feared is now your foundation. You are no longer the person who hesitates. You are no longer the person who quits. You are no longer the person who avoids the hard thing. You are the person who finishes. You are the person who executes. You are the person who rises. You are the person who forces the mind to obey. This is your new identity. You are disciplined. You are focused. You are dangerous. You are unstoppable. And your life will never be the same. End of audiobook.